We are live. Hello, everyone. My name is Bill Rabbit, co-founder here at College Aid Pro. Excited to be on here one Friday afternoon. So happy Friday to everybody, and excited to kind of dive into our first of what will be many professional development trainings. We'll give it just about a minute or two to let folks shuffle in here. But as we wait, I would love to hear where everyone is signing in from. I'm currently in the burbs of New Jersey, Westfield, New Jersey. We have Eileen Campbell here, my producer. She's joining us from. Are you in Salem today?
Not Salem, but close to it. Right.
Okay.
Yep.
North Shore.
North
North
Shore.
Shore.
North Shore. Yep.
All right, not South Shore, North Shore. Get
Mm-mm.
yourself a nice roast beef sandwich up on the North Shore.
Oh yeah.
Um, all right, yeah, love to if you want to put in the chat where you're tuning in from, your high school. If you feel comfortable, go for it. While we give everyone just a minute to shuffle in here. Come on, don't be shy. There we go, Arlington High School. Thanks, Sarah. Good to have you. All right, bashful bunch. That's all right. Oh, Scarlett, thank you. Munson High School. What states are you guys calling in from or tuning in from? It's all right. All right. Yeah, Massachusetts. Okay. Oh, another. We got Ohio. Awesome. All right, cool. Appreciate it. Yeah, I guess we'll kind of dive in here. Eileen is going to sort of be in the background. She's going to keep me on track, right? We're going to keep this to a very focused, dialed 30 minutes. Sometimes I tend to have a problem with the time limits. So if you see Eileen put in the chat, Billy Land the Plane, don't be surprised. And I encourage everyone here who's live. If you find me rambling on, I won't take offense. Please put in the chat, Billy Land the Plane. So, with that, we're going to kind of jump in and take this training away. So, I will start with sharing my screen here. And Eileen, just pop in and let me know if everything's good, audio, visual wise.
Yeah. I'll let you know.
Okay. All right. How are we looking here?
It looks good. I can see your slideshow there. Perfect.
Oh, all right, awesome. So I promise you, this is not going to be a death by PowerPoint, but I want to start here just to set the foundation because we're going to be focusing today's session on merit scholarships and modeling different scholarship award scenarios, specifically using the MyCap software, right? Um, this is an exciting topic for me because one, merit scholarships are applicable to all families, whether they're very well off from an income asset standpoint or whether they're more on the needy side, right? Merit scholarships are a discount that have nothing to do with the financials, right? It has everything to do with the students, GPA, SAT, resumes, things like that. And the other side of that is there's this myth out there that really I'm hoping to bust, and I'm sure as counselors you understand this, but this myth that the student has to be the top in the class, great GPA, great SATs in order to get a merit scholarship, and that's just not the case. And part of today's training is going to help us understand how we can bust that myth where every single college, especially the private universities, right? Each of them are independent businesses. They run their school kind of on their own with their own metrics and their own business models. And whether you are a super high achieving student or maybe the opposite, there are colleges out there who want your student and will offer merit scholarship incentives to get them to come there. Okay, so quickly, our game plan for today. Go Irish. We're going to walk through the MyCap software to see how we can easily kind of master this merit scholarship kind of challenge. And so that way families can confidently answer what could this school actually cost us if merit scholarships hit or if it doesn't hit, okay? And that's another myth out there that, might not be as pervasive, but okay, these colleges are 60, 70, 80, $90,000 a year, but they all give scholarships. And for the most part, that's not incorrect. But there are colleges out there who don't give any merit scholarships at all. So it's important to understand that in terms of your school list building, your scholarship strategy, things like that. So we're going to identify schools where a student is most likely to earn merit scholarships. We're going to run through a couple of different scenarios, one with a high achieving student, and then also one with, more average, moderate GPA test scores, that sort of thing. We're going to see how we can compare scholarships across a student's lists. And then we're going to model different scenarios, right? Like what if our GPA increases from, a 3.0 to a 3.5? Or what if we do take that SAT prep course and we get our SATs up from a 1250 to a 1350? And how does that inform how we put together our school list? And this modeling, I think, is really a great tool as well to engage the younger grades, ninth, 10th graders, even juniors, right? Juniors are starting to feel that pressure of college being right around the corner. And usually, springtime is when they kind of kick into gear. But the sooner we can get, students, parents, families, activated in approaching this college process, not just from what's the best academic fit, but also what's the best financial fit. And for a lot of families, because it's such a sort of complicated process, right? There's just a ton of stuff to do on the admission side of things. And then there's a ton of stuff to do on the financial side of things. I think what you'll see and why we've kind of created our company and our software is to help families marry those worlds so that way there's an easy way to find a great academic fit and a great financial fit. Just to set the table here now, I promise you there's like 2 more slides and then we're going to jump right into the software. That's where we're going to spend our time. But to set the framework, what is financial aid? It's a discount from the sticker price, right? And there's need-based financial aid, there's merit-based scholarships, and then there's self-help. Today, we're going to be focusing on merit-based scholarships. We're going to be doing plenty of these professional development trainings, and likely the next one, we're going to focus on need-based grants and student aid index and those sort of things. But today, we're going to hone in on merit scholarships. And whether we're talking merit or whether we're talking need-based eligibility, right, this is the starting place for everybody, for better or for worse, okay? And I'm sure this is, especially if you attended one of our counselor coffee talks or any of our workshops, you've seen this before, right? This is universal for everyone. Cost of attendance minus the student aid index equals the need or the eligibility of this family, the need grants that this family is eligible for, okay? Every college uses this equation, and based on the FAFSA, based on the CSS profile, and what you'll see in about a minute, based on MyCap, this student aid index will indicate really best strategies on how to approach finding affordable schools, right? Sticker price, that's going to be different based on every single institution. Student aid index is going to be particular to a family, and we'll take a look at the difference between a public SAI and institutional or private school SAI. But that's the amount of need that the family is eligible for, okay? Now, in today's training, because we're focusing on merit-based aid, we are going to model out a scenario where a family, their student aid index is going to be at such a level that they're not going to be eligible for any need-based aid. So any discounts that we see when we're searching for schools, because the SAI is so high and there's no need eligibility, we know that discount is coming by way of merit scholarships. Okay. So we get this question all the time. Actually, it's one of the most frequent questions. Like, well, what do I do if my SAI is so high, right? And especially for families that we refer to as bubble families, where on paper their income and their assets are such that they make just enough not to be eligible for need-based financial aid, but they're certainly not in a position to be writing checks for 60, 70, 80, $90,000 per year. Okay. And in those situations, that's where we say, okay, well, if you don't want to, or you can't afford, the full sticker price, you want to focus on colleges who are excellent with giving out merit-based aid. Okay. That's where you'll see your discounts. Now, the hard part is trying to find out what colleges have that business model where their business model is being very generous with giving out merit-based aid. And on the flip side of that, how do we know which colleges aren't going to give us any merit scholarships? And here are a couple typical, all the Ivy League schools, right? They do not do any merit scholarships. A lot of the, elite colleges, for lack of better words, Notre Dame, Northwestern, things like that, the NESCACs, they don't do merit-based aid. And that's important to know as well as you're putting together your school list, especially if you're a family that is not eligible for need-based financial aid. All right, so we kind of got through the slides and we're going to come back to that at the end here, but we're going to spend our time for the most part. And Eileen, I should probably X this
Yep.
out, right?
Yeah, perfect.
All right. Is that gone when I expand the screen?
Yep.
All right, sweet. Okay, so back at it. Focusing in on merit scholarships here, and how do we leverage MyCap to make this super easy for families, right? So you can see here, this is the main dashboard. I'm only going to spend a minute here because after a user goes through and parents put in the students' credentials, GPA, SATs, and then they put in all of their financial information, MyCap is going to calculate their student aid indexes, right? And this is super powerful because this is the starting point, right? This is going to let people know well before they submit a FAFSA, well before they submit the CSS profile, what their student aid index is going to be, and in other words, what their need eligibility is going to be. So in this case, with a federal SAI of 117 and the institutional SAI, which this is what the majority of private schools will use, at these levels, even the most expensive schools in the country are not going to show anything by way of need-based financial aid, okay? So if we jump in here to our school selection, we can start with searching any college that we want. Usually the way I coach it with families that I work with is, okay, you probably have a list of colleges that are already of interest. And in this particular, kind of case study, this is a family that we know is not going to be eligible for need-based aid. So I would coach it as, hey, okay, you're not going to get any need-based financial aid. So take all the schools that you're interested in, plug them in here, and see if you're going to get a merit scholarship discount. What will that school cost your family if merit scholarships hit? So we can, I guess, start with my alma mater up in Massachusetts, Stonehill College. Okay. And again, this case study right now this is a very strong student. GPA is a 4.0, SAT scores 1410, I believe. So this is a very, very strong student who happens to be, in this bubble family where they make just enough not to be eligible for need-based aid. So we have an interest in Stonehill College. We could see the sticker price here, but the net cost is going to be $36,000. So that tells us, okay, there's definitely a merit scholarship that's projected here. And we could take a deeper dive into Stonehill College. And again, other trainings, I'll spend time on these other tabs, but today we're honing in on merit. we can take a look at what the merit projection is going to be. So this particular student, and this is not based on averages, based they can expect a $40,000 scholarship at Stonehill College. And sort of how we prove our work, and this is one of our biggest differentiators, and kudos to our data team, is we have a proprietary database that for every college in the country, we have every single merit scholarship program that is available there. And what takes us to the next level is we've been able to reverse engineer the different breakpoints and requirements as compared to dollar amounts. So you could see in this case, we're projecting the $40,000 merit scholarship at Stonehill. Okay. And you could see the other programs that are available. Stonehill is one of these colleges. They're great where their scholarship programs are tied to GPA. Test scores aren't coming in as requirements for the majority of their scholarship programs. Now, another thing that I coach with families is for schools that you're interested in or you're searching, look through this entire list, right? Because there might be some scholarships in here that are particular to you with some particular requirements like supplemental essays, or there might be a separate interview process, or there might be some sort of portfolio. Those are in the minority, but again, if you're interested in college, look at all of the opportunities that are available. But we are going to give you the most realistic expectation of what you can expect for a merit scholarship. Okay, so if we want, we could go ahead and save that school. Let's I guess try one more. We'll do Baylor. Okay, again, over 80 grand, but the net cost is going to be 62. We could take a look here at the merit scholarships. Again, same deal. We're projecting 21,000 for this very strong student, and here's kind of here's what we're looking at in terms of proving our work, so to speak. Okay, so it's not an easy thing to kind of understand the business model of these colleges and how they dole out their merit scholarships, but we've been able to crack the code, and we want to give that to parents and students to make this a very, very easy scenario. Now, sticking with this particular use case where we have a very, very bright student and a non-need family, okay, they've gone through the exercise of the initial schools on their list. They go ahead, use the single search, pull it up, and they see if they're going to get a merit scholarship. Okay. But how do we leverage this to then maybe find colleges that'll give them even more merit scholarships or generate new ideas and new colleges to maybe consider that will give them a bigger discount? So that's where we can go ahead and leverage our advanced search filters. And again, what's unique to us, and we spent a lot of time, is our financial filters here. So we have some of the other kind of more typical search filters, institution type. We'll do 4-year. If we know what kind of, the size of the college we want, public, private, things like that, location, maybe we'll do within 500 miles of home. And we want to search for schools that are going to give our student a merit scholarship. So where are we? Here we go. Merit scholarship. And we could search based on a college that'll give any sort of merit scholarship, or we can search for colleges that are going to give us automatic scholarships. And very quickly, the difference being automatic scholarships are colleges who work off a grid system. If your GPA is this, if your SAT score is this, here's your award, more or less guaranteed. Any scholarships are basically every other type of scholarship that we would call competitive scholarships, where certainly GPA, SATs, your resume, all things like that come into play. But there is a certain level of subjectivity where it's up to the college ultimately to determine, the size of the award that they are for lack of better words, going to use to entice that family, that student to come to their college, offering that financial incentive. So we'll just put that for any scholarship, and maybe we'll go ahead and say we want to major in business. Okay. We could apply these filters. Okay. As you can see here, we have 344 results. This is what we're searching on. And because we want to focus in on merit scholarships, we can go ahead and sort these. And this will list out the colleges who are going to give us the largest merit scholarships first. Okay, so in this case, Gettysburg College, tremendous school in Pennsylvania. You know, they're kind of pushing 90 grand, but this particular student, their net cost is going to be $38,000. If we wanted to take a deeper dive here, Gettysburg is one of these very, very good private schools who are great with giving out merit money. And you could see we've met the requirements for this $48,000 award. Okay. And I'll just quickly show you on the financial tab. This is important. And again, I might need to Billy land the plane here. But you can see how this $48,000 not just impacts year one, but how it impacts year over year, right? Merit scholarships, as long as you maintain the proper GPA and hit the requirements, those remain year over year. So we want to take a look at this from a 4-year perspective. So you can kind of see how that's modeled out over 4 years. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and change up some of the students' information. Okay. And this is going to show you how families, really anyone, but especially say 9th or 10th graders who don't have SAT scores yet, they can do some modeling to see, you know, what scores would equate to what kind of merit scholarship. Okay. And as you could see, there are some schools who don't put a ton of weight behind, say, test scores, like Stonehill, for example. They're really GPA driven in terms of their scholarship offers. But there are a lot of colleges out there who, as part of their requirements for their merit scholarship eligibility, is tied to not only GPA but test scores as well. So this is how someone can easily kind of model different scenarios. So if we go to a more average student, we'll go here. Maybe we'll put them at I don't know, 1030, and we'll leave that there. We just save this, and then the back end of MyCap will do all the work, do all the recalculation, and it will change based on what the inputs are. So we can go ahead and, you know, we can go back to, let's say, what do we look at? We could go back to Baylor here. Okay. So now with these new scores, we're not going to be expecting anything from Baylor in terms of a merit scholarship, right? It kind of updates in real time. But what's important to understand, like I said at the top, is there are colleges out there who, with this particular student profile, will offer merit scholarships. And one I always use is Salve Regina up in Rhode Island. They are tremendous with giving out merit scholarships. And you can see here, their sticker price of 75, this family's net cost is going to be around 38, right? And that's going to be because of the merit scholarship that's going to be offered by Salve. So this student can expect a $21,500 merit scholarship at Salve. Okay, so that kind of hopefully proves my point that no matter what type of student you are, you know, there are merit scholarship opportunities out there. Another great one that I always use is Robert Morris in PA. Okay, again, substantial discount. That's going to be by way of merit scholarships. Okay, we can expect a $19,000 scholarship there. And similar to what we did before, we can go ahead and try to find colleges who will give us a merit scholarship, give this particular student a merit scholarship. So we'll go to Again, similar criteria. And so we have a larger, I think, let me make this 4-year institution.
You got 5 minutes left, Bill, till 12:30.
Baby.
So
Okay. Land the plane.
yeah, it might be a good time to start thinking about it.
All right. Nice. Good job. So again, doesn't matter the student, you can find schools that are going to give you merit scholarships. So um, that is a quick run through here. So I guess the goal here is to keep these super focused. So I don't want to go over 30 minutes. Everyone who attended live is going to be eligible for 30 minutes of professional development. So we'll follow up with you with a certificate. And then I just want to leave you with this, right? Obviously, that was just one kind of small component of MyCap. It's a powerful one, though, especially this time of year as juniors are starting to do their college planning, but also for 9th and 10th graders to, hopefully get activated in terms of, approaching the college process earlier. These professional development, these trainings, because I want to keep them focused and dialed and kind of not too long. We don't really have a time for Q&A, but that's what we kind of have our counselor coffee talk designed for. So some of you may already be registered for our counselor coffee talk. If you're not, please sign up. You could use this QR code. We're going to send a follow-up email with all of these links, and Eileen can actually drop these links in the chat. But we meet every 2 weeks at Wednesday, I believe at noon Eastern time. Usually it's hosted by Matt Carpenter, but I'll show my face there as well. And these will also, starting in the new year, count towards professional development as well. And we talk all things college affordability. It's going to be relevant, topical with what's going on. And our goal is to support you guys with this sort of financial aid scholarships piece of the puzzle. And we're always looking for feedback from our counselors. So please, if you haven't, join us for Coffee Talk. We always send the recordings out as well, as long as you're registered. If you do want to meet with me, we will also share my scheduling link, but you can email me directly as well. You could use this coupon code if you wanted to get more of a full end-to-end demo of MyCap. You could see there's a lot of different modules that kind of goes end-to-end. I'd be happy to schedule a time to walk you through the entire platform and also talk to you about how we work with high school counselors to make this accessible to their families at their school. We can also, if you want, talk about our education and engagement kind of piece of the puzzle that really ties in well with the software as well. So please feel free at any time to schedule with me. And then we also have just additional free counselor resources that you can leverage at any point. And again, we'll send this up in a follow-up, but I did want to end on this note that please take advantage of the coffee talk, continue to join our community. And then if you want to talk one-to-one, I would love to do that, whether it's, next week, the beginning of the week, or after the holidays. So I think that's it. I got like a whole 1 minute to spare here, I think.
I know.
Okay, so let's see. Maybe I'll stop sharing. Yeah, we'll kind of wrap it up there. Thank you for everyone who attended, all you live attendees. We will follow up with your PD certificates. And happy Hanukkah, happy holidays. I'm sure everyone is looking forward to a nice little break. I'm one of those people. I've already gotten into the eggnog martinis, and I continue to plan on that through the new year. So whatever it is you're drinking, enjoy. Whatever it is you're celebrating, please enjoy, be safe, and really appreciate you being part of our community. And we will see you soon. Bye-bye, everyone.